Shedeur Sanders is the fifth most popular player in the entire NFL, and he hasn't even taken a professional snap. Let that sink in. He's a fifth-round rookie quarterback, sitting third on the depth chart. And somehow, in just a few months, he's managed to outsell Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and more in jersey sales. According to DraftKings data, Shedeur is the #1 rookie in merchandise sales and ranks among the top 5 most recognizable NFL names. Period. So, why is he still riding the bench? The Cleveland Browns quarterback room is deep, sure. There's veteran presence and talent fighting. Local radio hosts are taking shots at his appearance. Fans are split over whether his sideline actions are leadership moves or media stunts. And inside the locker room, players are reportedly losing trust in the system, questioning how real the competition truly is. Worse, whispers are growing louder. Is this about keeping the most popular guy off the field, or something else? Shedeur isn't just a player anymore. He's a brand, a movement, a spotlight the Browns never saw coming. And the more he stays on the bench, the more one question keeps getting. He was a fifth-round pick coming into a stacked quarterback room. No preseason MVP, no viral highlight reel. Just a calm, focused transition into the pros. But off the field, he's already dominating the league. According to jersey sales released by DraftKings, Shedeur didn't just do well. He outsold Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix, even Josh Allen. The only names ahead of him? Super Bowl winners, MVP contenders, and one breakout Rookie of the Year candidate. We're talking top 5 in the entire NFL. Think about that. This is a player the Browns drafted deep in the round. A rookie who hasn't even appeared in a regular season snap. Yet he's already outperforming the league's elite. Not in yards or touchdowns, but in something just as valuable: fan engagement. Everyone is wearing his jersey. Everyone is searching his name. Everyone is watching to see what he'll do next. And still, he's benched. That disconnect is fueling frustration, not just with fans, but inside football circles. Because in the NFL, popularity doesn't equal playing time until it does. What Shedeur's now walking into isn't just a quarterback competition. It's a cultural spotlight that the league, the Browns, and even the coaching staff weren't fully prepared for. Remember, attention changes everything. And Shedeur, he's not just bringing attention, he is the attention. So if he's this popular, this early, and building this level of buzz, what's really keeping him off the field? Despite the public smiles and locker room interviews, reports suggest there's trouble brewing inside the Browns quarterback room. You've got Joe Flacco, a seasoned veteran expected to bring experience and stability. You've got Dillon Gabriel, a promising draft pick just a few rounds ahead of Sanders. And then there's Shedeur, selling more jerseys than the two of them combined, but sitting behind both on the depth chart. According to sources close to the team, the quarterback room is divided. Confusion is growing over who's being prioritized and why. Players are reportedly questioning the coaching staff's direction. Is this really based on performance and football knowledge? Or is branding, fan interest, and outside pressure quietly tipping the scale? Earlier reports from Yahoo Sports hinted at deeper issues, a lack of trust between players and the front office. Some think the team's upper brass doesn't even have a clear plan for how to manage this QB rotation, and it shows. Meanwhile, coaching staff are walking a tightrope. If they push Shedeur too fast, they risk developing him under a media microscope. If they delay his debut, they risk creating tension with the players and the fans demanding to see him take the field. And let's be real, when a fifth-round rookie becomes the face of the franchise's social media before taking a single snap, that doesn't sit well with veterans trying to earn their spot the hard way. The vibe in the QB room isn't competitive, it's uncertain. And uncertainty is what kills locker room culture faster than any losing streak ever could. When Shedeur Sanders first entered the league, the media couldn't get enough of him. The primetime legacy, the poise, the popularity, the Nike deal. He was the story. They're not just commenting on his performance. They're dissecting everything from his body language to his outfit. One clip from an ESPN Cleveland segment blasted Shedeur for wearing a backwards hat and sunglasses during the game, saying he should lock in and look more professional on the sideline. Wait, what? Since when did a QB's hat direction become a headline? Then came the criticism of Sanders consoling his teammate on the sideline after a missed field goal. A simple act of leadership. Some called it a PR stunt to get camera time. No touchdown, no interception, no start, but still making headlines? That's when you know there's an agenda forming. Fans are noticing the shift too. Half the fan base defends him, calling the coverage a stretch. The other half, starting to echo the idea that Shedeur's fame is. But here's the problem. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. He's magnetic. He trends every week even when he doesn't play. And the more buzz he generates off the field, the more uncomfortable it makes people who aren't used to brand-first athletes in football. The media wanted Shedeur for the spotlight. Now they're using that same spotlight to question his legitimacy. And if that continues, it won't just divide the locker room. It'll divide the fan base. Sometimes it's not what people say, it's how they say it. And when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, some fans and creators are now raising a much deeper, more uncomfortable question. Would he be treated the same if he wasn't a black quarterback? Let's be clear. This isn't about making accusations. It's about acknowledging a pattern that many believe they've seen play out time and time again. Shedeur got drafted in the 5th round. He climbed to top 5 in league popularity. He outsold Mahomes and Lamar in jersey sales. But the narrative surrounding him feels different. Some media voices focus more on what he's wearing than what he's learning. They question his vibe, his confidence, even calling him too polished, as if marketing value somehow discredits his talent. Others speculate that he's not putting in the work without ever seeing him on the field. And that's where the double standard conversation begins. Content creators like G Liquidator and fan segments online aren't shy about calling it what they believe it to be. Bias, both intentional and systemic. They point to Cleveland's history with black quarterbacks and the perception that the team consistently leans on longevity or race when it comes to building around the position. As G said, he trends even when he doesn't play. He brings attention and viewership numbers that preseason games rarely see. And when your third-string quarterback sells more merch than Patrick Mahomes, how do you justify keeping him in sweats on the sideline? Because here's what fans are really starting to ask. If popularity drives revenue, and revenue drives NFL business, then why isn't Shedeur driving this offense? Normally, it's simple. Popularity doesn't equal playing time. But the rules bend when the brand becomes bigger than the position. He's not just a trending name. He's already producing results, financially. A coaching decision made quietly in a room far from the sales reports and Twitter mentions? Or is it stubbornness, politics, maybe even fear of setting a precedent the league isn't ready for, where fan demand, not coaching staff, dictates the QB1? Either way, it's a contradiction that's widening with every snap he doesn't take. Football may be about competition, but the NFL is also a business. In most NFL controversies, the noise starts on the inside. Rumors, coaches, insiders. This one? It's starting with the fans. They've spoken loud and clear. They're buying the jerseys. They're tuning in. A coaching decision made quietly in a room, far from the sales reports and Twitter mentions? Or is it stubbornness, politics, maybe even fear of setting a precedent the league isn't ready for, where fan demand, not coaching staff, dictates the QB1? Either way, it's a contradiction that's widening with every snap he doesn't take. Football may be about competition, but the NFL is also a business. In most NFL controversies, the noise starts on the inside. Rumors, coaches, insiders. This one, it's starting with the fans. They've spoken loud and clear. They're buying the jerseys. They're tuning into preseason games like it's the Super Bowl. They're flooding social media with clips, comments, and questions. And most of those questions end with, why isn't Shedeur Sanders on the field? Right now, the Browns coaching staff has a choice to make. Stick with the traditional script. Play the vets, ease him in, let the hype simmer. Or answer the calls growing outside the stadium walls. Because at some point, you can't ignore the people. The NFL markets itself as a reflection of the fans. It sells accessibility, connection, identity, from locker room mic'd ups to behind-the-scenes docuseries. So when someone like Shedeur emerges, young, talented, confident, and undeniably magnetic, the fans don't care about round numbers or snap counts. They just want to see him play. But this situation has exposed something deeper. It's not just a quarterback battle anymore. It's a conflict between football tradition and football business, between building a team behind closed doors and building a brand in front of a camera. And the longer Sanders sits, the louder this tension becomes. Whether it's performance-based, media-driven, or something harder to admit, like bias, one thing is clear. Shedeur Sanders is already the face of something bigger than just the Browns. And if the team doesn't handle this right, he won't just be the quarterback Cleveland waited too long to play. He'll be the star they lost because they couldn't see the moment they were in.